Good morning. I hope you've had your morning coffee by now, and today is Behavior Modification Day. The behavior that we're going to be talking about today is play fighting. Not just regular rough and tumble play fighting, rolling on the ground play fighting. I'm talking about WWF style play fighting. The play fighting that I saw on the playground was, I'm gonna take you down and I am going to crush you play fighting. So I saw two boys play fighting on the playground, and they were jumping off rocks, they were elbow slamming each other, they were wringing each other by the neck, and it was full on. I could see by their faces that they were having a lot of fun, but I could also see by their bodies that this play was dangerous. So our goal as emotion coaches is to approach our children with empathy and compassion always. And the same goes for behavior modification. Even when we're trying to modify or change an unexpected behavior or an unwanted behavior, we always have to approach our children with empathy and compassion and meet our children where they are at emotionally. When I arrived to the boys, I got down to their level and I said, this looks like you are having so much fun. You're jumping off rocks, you're playing with each other, you're knocking each other down, you're having so much fun with your play fighting. And the boys automatically said, yeah, we're having so much fun. We have all these cool moves. Watch this that I can do. And they automatically started telling me what they were doing, how they were doing it, what the moves were called, and how they were having so much fun. Before I even get into changing behavior, I have to meet them where they are, and I have to work on building that connection. These two boys that I met on the playground, I didn't actually know them. They weren't boys from my class. They were boys from another class from a different grade, and so I didn't really know them at all. But I was able to instantly build connection with them, and because I had built that connection, then later we were able to change their behavior. So as emotion coaches, we meet our children where they are at emotionally, and then we work on building connection first before we work on changing behaviors. After we've met our children with empathy and compassion, and after we've built connection, we can express our feelings to our children about how we feel about their behavior. So we do this with a simple I message. I am feeling worried that. I am feeling frustrated because. I feel anxious because. So we express how we feel about the current behavior. So when I met the boys on the playground who were WWF play wrestling and play fighting, I gave them a simple I message after I built connection with them first. So I said, I can see that you're having lots of fun with your play fighting, but I am feeling really worried that you're going to get hurt. I can see a big red mark on your neck, and that tells me that your behavior is dangerous. Because I had already built connection with them, the boys actually listened to what I said. They stopped play fighting. I could tell that they were listening by the looks on their faces, and after I mentioned the red mark on their necks, they were like, oh, okay, yeah, maybe the play is a little bit dangerous. At first, they didn't want to change their behavior, but at least they were willing to listen to what I was saying. So step one, we meet them with empathy and compassion and we build connection. Step two, we tell our children how we feel about our behavior with a simple I message. Step three, we set a limit for our children's behavior. So a limit is a really simple message to convey what a child can do and what a child can't do and why they can't. We also provide them some options of what they can do instead. So in this scenario, when the boys were play fighting on the playground, I said, I can see that you're having lots of fun with your play fighting, but your play fighting seems to be dangerous. So we need to find another game that we can play instead. What's really important with behavior modification or trying to change our children's behavior is that we give our children autonomy so that they can choose the next behavior. So instead of me coming up to the boys on the playground and saying, this behavior is dangerous, how dare you play this, this game is not okay at school, you need to go do something else. That will never change their behavior, and it definitely won't create lasting, sustainable change. What does create lasting, sustainable change is giving a limit and then giving our children the autonomy and the choice to choose another behavior. So with the boys on the playground that were play fighting, I asked, what could we do instead? What kind of game could we play that's less dangerous? They didn't really have any ideas right away. They said, well, we want to keep play fighting. This is fun. But when I first arrived, they were jumping off the rocks. So I helped them come up with some play ideas that involved jumping off the rocks. How could we jump off the rocks without landing on each other's bodies? And then their game went from WWF wrestling to kind of parkour. How could we jump off the rocks? How could we make the most jumps? How could we jump off the benches and land on the ground rather than landing on each other's bodies. So if we are to create sustainable behavior change, we have to build connection with our children, meet them where they are emotionally, give them an I message about how we feel about their behavior, and set a limit. We also need to provide them with some autonomy so that they can make a decision about their future behaviors. So that is Behavior Modification Day today. Our behavior was how to change WWF style play fighting on the playground, in the classroom, or in your house. If you have a behavior that you need help modifying, or your children are acting in a certain way and you're not sure how to curve their behavior, comment below and we can talk about what the behavior is, how to build connection first, how to set limits, and how to create sustainable behavior change.